Hi, my name is Demorne Bester, and this is my investment presentation. I had to submit this a few different times. I don't know why it just wasn't working. I don't know. And yeah, I did my best, so I just decided to submit through YouTube instead because I remember this is a similar way that I did it before. So I don't know what was happening or why it wasn't loading, and I apologize because my assignments are usually never late, especially something like a midterm. Okay, so on my first slide, I go over my time horizon score being 7, based off of the Charles Schwab questionnaire, and then I talk about my risk tolerance score is 11, and my investor profile is conservative. And based on my investor profile, the asset allocation recommended in the pie chart was 15% equity, including 15% large cap equity, 0% small cap equity, and 5% international equity, 50% fixed income or debt investments, and 30% cash investments. I chose salaried just because I'm more familiar with being a salaried employee than a complete business owner. I plan to deduct $7,500 annually for 401k before taxes and $5,000 for Roth IRA. And then below, I did choose self-employed just because I wanted to see both sides of it technically, because I have a very, very small business that I am trying to grow as well. So I put on there $1,500. So I just wanted to see that amount as well. This is based off of a salary of $50,000. I know that sounds like that's very high, but yeah. The reason was I like the idea of diversification and separating the money into different companies, and I read that this reduces the risk from one company that might be struggling. On my slide 3, I selected a portfolio of 90% equity, 0% debt or fixed income, and 5% in cash. For equities, I selected 50% of my investment and large equities because of the low expense ratio of 0.15% associated with it, and a year-to-date return of 2.06% and a 5-year return of $8,000. Furthering the balance of 2.06% in equity investments, I chose Invesco Nasdaq because it is given a year-to-date return of 2.06 and a 5-year return of $8,000 and the expense ratio of 0.15%. And I like the idea of lower cost investments and, of course, lower cost anything. That way I can keep more of the money and increase growth. For my debt investment, this is on slide 4. For my debt investment of 2.06%, I've invested in JP Morgan CDs, which has a 1-year assured return of 3%. Further, I have invested 2% in the 4 to 6 months Treasury at Vanguard, giving a return of 5.06%. And this seems like the best choice for my income and investments over time, based on wanting to hold on to more of the money that I allocate. For the remaining 20% in cash, I chose to invest in Chase, a money market account, at a 7-day yield interest of 3%, which is higher than most top banks in the U.S. for a savings or money market account. Slide 5 is my investment portfolio page, and I included my Google Sheet link on slide 7, as well as my checklist. So that is my midterm.